looked and I saw one hero and I instantly want to know what happened in this game.
Alright, well, there's a bit of a spoiler, but not exactly here as we get into game number 2 of Takes 3 to Tango versus Toxic Angels. Takes 3 to Tango. They managed to sweep it away in 24 fucking minutes. Holy shit. In game number 1, but we're gonna see whether Toxic Angels can fire back. They are not they're quite a resilient team, so I expect some fire back. I want to punch back straight in the throat. That'll be what I want to see. I mean, Takes 3 though, what do you feel like about their draft that Toxic Angels can kind of answer? It kind of felt like Toxic Angels, they drafted themselves into a corner more like.
Yeah, I feel like it's less of well, obviously Takes 3 executed their lineup really well, but I feel like it's more of an onus on Toxic Angels to do the adjustment.
Indeed.
Whereas like they really need to just like pick heroes that can actually do stuff. It feels like.
Yeah. I mean, it kind of feels like a repeat of the game we just casted, right? Because we were talking about this offlane Abaddon and like the supports, like you ask yourself like, what can these heroes do? They like you look at your teammates. Ideally, in a perfect draft, you're supposed to empower your teammates, right? They're supposed to work well together. But it kind of feels like you look at the heroes on your team and just like, what do we do with this? Like you have two roots, you have some magic damage popping out. You have like I don't know, you have like a CK who can by right enable aggression, but your Viper and your Sand King are so far behind and it feels so bad to take fights, and that's just about all they drafted. I mean, it takes 3 to Tango, they're gonna first pick that Jakiro again. It's answered immediately by Dubs a lot on this CM. I mean, they don't have the best time on this CM, but they don't think it was the problem. So they're gonna pick it up for Dubs a lot again.
I don't hate it on the basis of seeing them getting Blink.
Yeah.
Like something, but they have to combo with something that can actually go first. That's like the only kind of restriction that this puts in the draft.
Yeah,
if you put CM with like a Storm or a Void Spirit, I think it's a lot easier to play her game.
True. Okay, so it's
That's spicy.
Living up to the team name a little bit, Toxic Angels packing the poison here with the Venomancer pick. You know me, I'm a big Venomancer enjoyer, so I'm very interested to see how this is gonna pan out. For me personally, I love playing Veno, even though Jakiro is not a really fun person to lane up against. It's so annoying to play Jakiro against Veno in the later stages because you're always just gonna take some flag damage like out of nowhere. Like wards are gonna attack you, you're gonna be slow, you're already slow as fuck. It feels awful.
Yeah, I'd imagine that's not amazing because Jakiro, doesn't he have like 290 move speed and he's gonna be like walking around with like 250?
I mean, they picked the Dawnbreaker again, which worked out very well for them earlier on, but I feel like not a lot of respect given to this Veno because Veno's gonna make Dawnbreaker's life so damn hard.
Yeah, it's one of those heroes that's like really kiteable, and then you're picking that into a CM who both has a slow and a root, and a Venomancer who has so many slows that you're probably gonna be like 100 move speed. I don't know. That one.
I mean, the thing about the CM last
playable,
game, right?
But it seems really hard.
Yeah, the thing about CM last game, like you said, it's playable, but they kind of repicked this duo because they're like, oh, we're gonna play against the same CM, right? The CM last game dubs a lot, bought the Blink Dagger, had to go in with her team, right? Had to keep blinking in to out on top of their heads. But the thing about Veno now is that you can play very far away from the fight. You can just throw out these spells, and CM can do that just fine. So it goes back to what you're saying, right? With the kiting now, and they just kind of picked a really kiteable draft into or a first 2 opening into Veno CM, which is quite scary. They ban out the AM, so they don't want to deal with that anymore.
I think AM's also like, when you think about Venomancer, one of his biggest counters is people who can like go through his ward somehow, whether it's spell immunity, blinks, mobility.
Yeah, the Spectre.
Anti-mage
the Spectre fits that bill as well,
category,
right?
So it's not fun. Yeah.
Because the Spectre can just haunt straight on top of you, or like Spectral Dagger through the trees, and you can't really get her. So you kind of understand where they're coming from. They banned the Life Stealer on Takes 3 to Tango, so maybe
and
just...
the heal, yeah.
Yeah, I
don't know about
the Life Stealer ban.
I don't have a read on that.
I kind of get the Life Stealer ban because the Life Stealer ban, like, they ban it out so that their Dawnbreaker Jakiro lane can bully whichever safe laner, right? Because Life Stealer, you don't really care. At any point in time, if the Dawnbreaker throws a spell out, you just press Rage and you just walk away. There's not much you can do about it. Weaver is the pick here, so this could be a position 4. Will be really pesky if it's a Veno Weaver lane.
Oh,
bro,
response line.
Bro, I don't
Yikes.
know, man. I don't know because I played a Veno game yesterday, and this looks so easy for me. How are you ever gonna blink initiate on as a lion when I just have wards everywhere? Like,
Only 10 seconds.
I just
Yeah,
really
I mean, theoretically, it's good against the Weaver, but in practicality, how are you ever getting the jump when there's just Venom Ward spewing
you
everything?
you're getting the second you jump in, you're dead. Like you're not making it out, right? So yeah, I don't know. This is not looking as good for Takes 3 as game one. It feels like they had their success in game one, but they're sort of now scrambling a bit because I feel like, aren't you so scared if you're looking at this Venomancer? Because how do you deal with this guy?
Yeah, they don't have an answer for it yet.
So the one shining upside is if they jump the Veno, right? If they jump the Veno, right now there's currently no save for him, right? Until the Weaver maybe gets X if it's a pause fall. So if you can jump this Veno, blow him up with the Finger of Death and the magic damage. Yeah, okay, Ember Spirit, very nice pick here. Kind of shores up where they were lacking. A lot of nice follow-up for the Ice Path, the stun on the Lion. Can start the fight as well, and Searing Chains is so fucking annoying for Weaver and Veno.
Yeah, and it's like, again, with the kind of being able to get on top of Venom, like, I mean, Ember just kind of gets on top of all these heroes, right?
5 seconds.
I'm
Indeed.
curious what his build is going to be there. Like, does he go straight BKB Rush? I guess it depends on what position this Weaver is playing, right?
I feel like you could go like
Weaver was a pretty good block pick.
Yeah, I like the Weaver pick. It kind of works out, but with this Ember, obviously it doesn't look as pretty anymore. The thing about Weaver is that he has Shikuchi and he can throw that out whenever to get out of sticky situations, right? But with the Ember, like, Slide of Chains is the very same thing. Like, it's such a handy disable to just toss out randomly, but it's so much scarier for the Weaver than it is for you to just toss it out, right? When you're chained, there's so much follow-up potential, especially the Jakiro Ice Path. If he lashes that onto you, you're right. Once again, no save on the side of Toxic Angel. So whether or not this is a pause 4 or pause 1, it's not gonna have the easiest time.
What do you think they pick here? Like, ODs in the pool if they need to save?
But they do have a lot of collapse on the side of Takes 3, so I wouldn't be so scared. I wouldn't be so sure about OD. I feel like someone who can run in and pop BKB. Someone who can just pop BKB and run in. That's what I'm looking at.
Oh, I know, Bristle.
Okay, that was a bit much. But Silencer is the pick. So instead of running in, they're gonna opt to stay away. Once again, like, Silencer, a really good pick against Dawnbreaker, because when you initiate, you can stop that Silencer or stop that Dawnbreaker from ulting in, and then from there you can just slow people down. It further plays into the theme of, like, their disgusting lineup, right? They have the bugs on you, they have Wards hitting you, Venomous Gale slowing you, and the Arcane Curse now as well alongside the CM. And Silencer, if it's a core, it's looking pretty good, because Silencer core, one of the issues is that you run out of mana to throw out your spells very often. But Silencer mid can lane up really well against this Ember, because the Slide of Fist doesn't work. It doesn't destroy an Arcane Curse, you just eat shit.
Yeah, then you eat shit against Glaze, right?
Yeah, you just stand there and you get completely destroyed. I
like those two bands there, Mars and Doom. Really good bands.
Yeah, it's the catch that they need, right? It's this front line. But I also don't know if this is a Veno 3 or a Veno 4 now. It could very well be a support, but I really like it in the position 3 slot.
The three position here looks really nice.
Yeah,
they banned Luna, which I guess is like a way for them to start the fights before you have everyone collapse. And PA's another hero that can kind of do that. But I feel like, yeah, because the PA into Venom, like, into these heroes is really scary because of how much damage it does. They pick Drown. This is the hero I wanted to see, and I don't know if I like it.
This isn't that bad, because the fact is that you don't have any jump at all on Toxic Angels, right? You can't actually have a way of getting to this backline on Toxic Angels. All you can do is poke from afar, and Drow's more than okay with that, especially since Dawnbreaker and Ember are going to be all up in there trying to make space for her, right? So that's going to give her a lot of room to use her spells, click away, and do the damage that she needs.
Question. Don't you just pick Centaur right now and everyone eats shit?
No, Centaur is very sad against this lineup. Because you blink in and maybe you stomp the Dawnbreaker, right? But, like, if they get the jump on you, or, like, if you don't get the perfect jump onto the crucial targets, they just throw spells on you and you're so fucking sad.
You don't think Stampede's, like, a good enough initiation slash...
Okay, I guess you have the global silence, right? So you stampede in and then you just run in and, like, they're so sad. That's true. Centaur would be fucking scary here, but that would kind of relegate the Veno to a pos 4, which I'm not sure whether I like or not. Ooh.
I guess that's one way to get on top of something. If you
Okay,
need it,
I
just
fucking.
knock it.
This is exactly why I love Toxic Angels. They literally pick the fucking funkiest
What
drafts.
the fuck?
Yeah, I
That
don't know
is,
what I'm looking at, but this is gonna be really scary for
Yeah.
them to play up against because Pudge is such an annoying factor. Like, you don't actually have a lot of save. Yes, you have the Ice Path to break up the Dismember, but and you have the Silence as well. Actually, this is gonna be an off-lane Pudge, it appears. Because Reckless is their off-lane player and Slash is the mid silencer. So it looks like Waffle Eats Pancake is gonna be the top, but bro, when I tell you Pudge Veno is the worst fucking lane to go up against. Yo, Lil Boxy is fucking crying right now, I swear.
Dude, oh.
You ever play against a Pudge
Cosmetics,
Veno?
but I have. It is not fun.
Nope, not at all.
It's just miserable.
Okay, but there is so there is room for error here because Pudge and Veno is a really strong lane. But bro, you will not. This is a bit of a rant coming out, but you will not believe it. Like, if the Pudge just decides to walk off into the jungle and 1v1 the Lion, the Drow is just gonna click down your Veno for free.
Yeah.
You need the Pudge to be in the lane and imposing and threatening a hold at all times, so every single venomous kill is an instant kill, right? Like, you have the...
Yeah.
Yes, sure, you have the stun to make some distance, but you're not going to be able to keep him off you. So it really... Oh, Venomancer has a puppy too, okay. Everyone gets a puppy.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Hell
Okay.
yeah.
Question.
Mhm.
Does it help that the Pudge is a 3 and the Venom is a 4?
No difference.
No
I
difference.
think-
It's the same thing of like
I think
Pudge
it's
being
actually-
playing the lane.
I think it's
to
actually
playing the
better.
lane in general to get creeps there, right?
Yeah, I think it's actually better for Pudge. Because Pudge can stand there and just eat the Drow. Like, and Drow cannot stand straight up to a Pudge and try and auto attack him. It just doesn't, like you're gonna get hooked. Your auto attacks like fly out so slow early on, and as I'm sure you're well aware.
Yes, I've not been on the Drow spam recently, please don't ban Drow.
Yeah.
So,
But as we get into game
One,
number 2
one.
of Takes 3 to Tango versus Toxic Angels, Takes 3 to Tango completely dismantled them in game 1, but right now they're coming out with a bit of a spicy draft, mid silencer, 4 Veno and 3 Pudge. They're opting for a
because
smoke into this
Silencer
bot
has
lane.
no region.
Yeah,
That's
balls of
so
steel.
balls.
No, but this is something that we see more and more often because everyone is the courier, right? So they've been opting to ferry out regen in the early levels. I guess not really expecting to take a lot of harass from this Ember, so he'll be a-okay, keeping his distance.
Yep.
But they're looking for a
Because
kill here.
Ember can't. Oh, Ember started a Blightstone. That's also spicy.
Okay, so let's introduce the team. On the side of Toxic Angels, we have Elegance in the captaincy, playing this Weaver position 1, Waffle Eats Pancake on this spicy Veno 4, Reckless on the Pudge position 3, Slash in this mid silencer role, and last but not least, we have Dubs a lot reprising his role as this CM position 5.
And on the side of Takes 3, we have Cam playing the Drow Ranger. We have Dog playing the Ember Spirit mid. We have Error playing the Dawnbreaker yet again, also accompanied by Gonzo on a repeat Jakiro. And finally, we have Lil Boxy playing the Lion.
Yeah, so nice little... Oh, okay, it's actually going to be a lane swap. Cam going in on this Drow Ranger instead. I kind of like this adjustment because it basically ensures that Drow is going to have fun for sure.
I don't see her particularly losing this lane.
Yeah,
Especially
it's kinda
because
hard.
it's like a battle of all blocks, right? But you just saw Arcane Curse come out, so now this is like a pretty big opportunity for you to spam frost arrows on the
there
side.
you go.
Oh, look at
Already
that! It's
eating
already
the
happening.
rest. I mean, okay, so the thing about Silencer mid is I don't know whether you get the Glaives of Wisdom, but I mean, he opts to in the end. Yeah, so it's just the alt box like you said. Because I've seen some Silencer mids, myself included, just go for the last word because it does so much damage, the nuke, and then you can't really stand in lane. But it's just gonna be trading out auto attacks to auto attacks here. Meanwhile, bot lane though.
I
going
feel
pretty-
like
Okay, the hook in. Oh, this Boxy is
Oh,
dead.
no.
Can they get the deny though? Could be pretty huge if they get it. Tempting with the Fairy Fire, but doesn't actually opt for it. Dog has the Slide of Fist, could trade it out onto Reckless here. The damage not enough, staying just barely alive.
oh, if he tried to get one more order, I think he had it. But
Yeah,
the
he
creeps
just
coming in makes it so scary.
too many creeps to deal with, and the level 2 on Waffle Eats Pancake as well, just doing so much damage. With that poison sting.
The poison sting has already
Ooh.
started.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah. Oh, mid lane Slash is on
Okay,
100
Slash,
HP.
a bit. Okay, last word coming out, but it'll be him who has the last laugh. Cam, where you
Oh
going?
no, Cam,
Not
not
like
like
this.
this.
+2, -2,
Oh my
Slash. Big money, baby. You don't need the fucking thing so
god.
hard when they just run under your fucking tower like that. Cam, you set up for a good lane, but not so much anymore. Slash now with the huge advantage in the mid. Gonna pick up 2 water runes. Meanwhile, they get another kill on the bot side. Typical Venomous Gale into hook. Easy clap.
I feel like that dive is so unnecessary. but
Literally,
I
why
could see where
why
he
have
wanted
they
it,
done that?
right?
Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, dog,
Like-
as much as they lane swap to try and give this Ember a better lane than the Drow as well, like, without your support here, you're gonna be tanking a lot of damage from Waffle. Needs to be careful, the hook is there from Reckless. They have the magic shield, but it's only level 1, only blocks 110. Reckless cleaves him up.
Nice.
And this
kill.
is the punch Venom
That's
lane that we
huge.
wanted to see, right? It's perfectly
Yeah,
played from
that's-
them.
Bottom tower under fire.
Okay, meanwhile, actually in the top lane though, Error out with the Starbreaker onto Elegance. Doesn't have a Shikuchi to work with 2 more seconds. As the Fairy Fire though gets to pop it off and does a lot. Under a bit of threat. Gonna do the damage.
Yeah,
Ooh!
they have
The
so much
Beetle
mana
finishes
armor.
him off and Elegance as well! Takes 2 of them out. A double kill for the top lane.
God.
Look dire for them, but managing to turn it around. Very nicely played from Elegance. Baiting them in.
These lanes are collapsing really fast.
Yeah, and it really is. We're seeing TA start to play these lanes to perfection, right? Both members of all of the both dual lanes just kind of splitting on both sides and just using their spells to perfection, right? Dubs a lot, baiting them in, and now Elegance as well, running through them with the Shikuchi. Just, ooh, spicy stuff.
Dude. Oh, Bugs is such a dumb spell, dude. This Dawnbreaker is just sitting on -7 armor.
Yeah, and Dawnbreaker
Taking
5.
2 creep waves and tower hits, that's so freaking hard to deal with.
Yeah, most of the time you think Dawnbreaker is a bit of a tanky hero, right? But it looks like paper when it comes to the bugs on her. They just eat her up.
And the thing about tanky heroes is they all attack slow. Jakira is a tanky hero, but both of them have such a slow attack speed as well.
Yeah, and while you're trying to get those bugs off you, you have to contend with the CM spells flying out as well. Didn't opt to go for the early level in Arcane, or rather, Arcane Aura.
Okay, well,
Okay, Slash, dueling down this CM, dueling down this Drow actually. Cam, not gonna repeat the same mistake he had. Gonna just walk away.
a little bit more respect this time.
Yeah, just a tad. Water runes
Just
traded
a
out,
tad.
no big deal. They should spot this with ward, so yeah, Cam's gonna hop on over and grab that one. Just a good old trade, no big deal. Now Talisman in backpack though.
Oof,
Oh,
okay.
disconnect. There it is. Okay, I was saying like he's standing a bit too long, AFK, but
Yeah.
okay, that is
That's
lagging. They say.
Uh-huh. Drow has put 3 points in Frost Arrows, and I don't know how I feel about this.
Okay, what? Okay, you're the draw expert here. Tell me what the build is.
So, the reason why you don't put multiple points in Frost Arrows is one, you're playing against Silencer, so you're automatically not gonna cast Frost Arrows once you get Last Word, but it stops your like a lot of your farming speed because you lose a lot of base damage and like slow duration. Like, and the
Okay.
thing about this lane is if you cast your multi shot early and then he Last Words you can just like keep it channeling and then just right click him to death because the slow duration is a lot longer on the multi shot than it is on the Frost Arrows. So I feel like by doing this, it's kind of gimping the game a little bit. Like, it's
Yeah,
going to be a lot harder for instance, to hit small camp. It's going to take a lot longer. Normally you can one-shot it with a multi-shot, but you can't do that with a level 2 multi-shot.
I think basically to sum up what you're trying to say, it's just like he's kind of giving the Silencer space where the Silencer really shouldn't be able to contest him in lane, right? We talked about
Yeah.
how like this should
I
be
agree.
really Drow favored because Silencer, yes, you can throw out the spells, but the Frost Arrows should give him the laning superiority. But because of his skill build and maybe the early death as well, yeah, this is what should be happening. Okay, falling a little low, Cam still might be able to do it here. Not gonna shoot off the multi-shot, and now the last word. Have you gone a bit too far forward again? Cam, not like this. What? No!
Oh my god.
Not like this. Error, they do manage to clean up the CM in the top side though, so probably catching her out where she's not supposed. Yeah, trying to pull, and they manage to get the spells off onto her. Still so scary is this dual lane when they get their spells off. A nice little fortify there, just to keep the creep wave from falling to the Shikuchi.
So rough mid lane.
Indeed.
That's
Cam,
just painful to watch.
2 deaths down now. This bot lane a lot more quiet than it was. A nice little 2-man Earth Spike there. Boxy getting it off. But mid hook
Now
not
the
on.
lane equilibrium is kind of fixed, so it's
Okay.
not quite
The
that
C
easy
box
to
C
dive.
though, nice little wind lace and boots. The hook is there! Reckless grabs her by the
nice.
back of the neck. Come back here, where you going, homie? The slow is there from the poison touch, and the last auto attack gonna be able to clean it up. Gonzo and Arrow though, they do manage to clean up the Weaver on the top side. Probably
And
taking
now
out.
they both have boots as well
Yeah.
in the bot lane.
Top lane as well, but I think Weaver probably picking out the damage over time there. They still want more though. They see dubs a lot. Tag him up with the dual breath though. Level 2 now on that spell, so scary. But nothing gonna amount from that.
Yeah,
Elegant's gonna TP back.
Trading all around, I guess.
Yeah.
Now,
Some things coming out they
I'm
wanna
not
get
actually
this
sure, but
Mhm.
does Shikuchi put you at hasted move speed, like, or do you still get slowed?
Okay, hang on as we see Slash getting set out on Lil Boxy with the nice TP in, but getting halved a bit there, and Slash with the global silence. Cam not again! Gets taken down and Waffle his pancake in with the slow. Lil Boxy is fucking dead on my screen right now. Another kill, that's a double kill.
Yo,
That is not how you want the gang to go. That is not how you want your lane to go. And the Slash gonna welcome the free permanent intelligence. And I mean, okay, so the question you were asking is, does Shikuchi put you at max move speed? Yes, it does. You cannot be slowed.
Okay.
So it was kind of like Centaur ulti.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Just I feel like it's I didn't see what happened with the death. I'd imagine he probably got caught out by Ice Path or something during
Yeah.
Shikuchi.
No, I think, I mean, as much as it gives
I
you
didn't see what
maximum
happened
speed, right, it doesn't really stop the damage over time from taking you away, right? The dual breath is so strong.
Yeah. And like most of their damage in this lane is AoE, right? So
Yeah.
whether or not you can target the Weaver in general doesn't really matter.
Yeah, and I mean, we
It's kind of
go back,
crazy.
we've just been talking about this mid lane so often, but oh, Reckless spawning a little low dog, getting a bit of
Nice
retribution in the
kill.
bot lane, finally on this patch. The TP out from Dog, the good old
400.
Venomancer counter, and he's out of reach. Slash TPing in a bit late though, but not much you can do about that. They're paying out the Remnant, they should know he's here, but Slash has to walk back to the mid lane. But I mean, it's all what we talked about, right? Like Slash, I feel like Slash is not supposed to have a game here, but he has. Like even if you look at the like last hits, right? Cam is so far ahead because of the marksmanship, because of the edgy, 102 damage. Should be able to just get these creeps for free, but because of the over aggression perhaps, and just not really respecting the damage that Silencer can put out, has tagged 3 deaths at this point.
Yeah, I mean, Silencer is still sitting at like more net worth than the Drow, which is not what you would expect looking at this lane.
Yeah, speaking of net worth though, Era still doing very well for himself despite the early lane not going too hot because of the bugs. Has hit that level 6, so the global counter initiate potential is there from the Solar Guardian. We have to see how that comes into play. Could be useful in saving this Drow from her own hubris. But looks like they're setting out a fight on the bot.
To be fair, these lanes have looked old.
Global Silence coming out. It's the Drow who's coming too far forward, but she's taking out so much damage because of the Arcane Curse. And the Solar Guardian as well, keeping her alive, but now dumps a lot forward with the Frost.
She's still
But
casting abilities.
I
on
think
the
she's
curse.
gonna die! That's the curse! That's taken down, dumps a lot, gonna fall. Era answers back with 2 though. Those are 2 much needed kills. Because if the Silencer got away with that shit yet again, I swear to God, this game is goddamn over. 10 permanent
Losing
intelligence
eight
now.
Intelligence.
Waffle is pancake
the
with the...
Drow.
Oh! The hook is there!
nice hook.
Doesn't have a dismember to work with though, and has the Celestial Hammer, can actually get out of this situation. But the slow
I
is
think
too
so.
much!
Oh my god.
Oh, but gets the kill first, and oh, the deny
Oh,
not coming
critical
out in
deny.
time. Waffle is pancake, has the ulti though, throws it out. They need to be so careful here, could get the Venomous Gale out as well, but opting to fight, throws it out. And the multi-shot gonna clean him out, but Lil Boxy more than dead. Yep, another
Never
2
mind.
int for them and
Oh,
Gonzo.
man.
The damage over time is too strong. Cam can't do anything to save her supports. And once again, more intelligence in the back pocket of this
It's
man is
hard,
getting a
14.
huge ass. Yo, if he keeps this up, his head is not gonna fit him anymore, the way his brain is expanding.
Megamind Silencer.
Yeah,
Questionable.
literally Mega Mind.
Dude, imagine if Silencer had a cosmetic that like grew with how
Yeah,
much
yeah, like he
code
just like
he had,
Giant's Ring, right? Like you just keep growing bigger and bigger.
This
Like,
Zhao like can barely cast spells. She has 300 max mana. Her E costs 110 at max rank. That's her
Yeah.
farming ability.
Oh, look at how far she's ticking down. And one thing I want to point out, something that a lot of people might not realize, the reason why Silencer was picked up as a pos 5 so long, so much in the recent times is because they've added an effect that makes Arcane Curse do way more damage to people who are silenced. The cooldown is paused as long as the target is silent. So once that last word pops, whether or not you're casting spells, Arcane Curse continues to tick, right? Which is so painful when you have those null talismans, when you have it at level 4, and man, it's so painful.
Question: are you a silencer player?
I am indeed a
When
silencer.
did they add the silence enemies take 2 times slower on damage? Was that always a thing?
Yeah, they added it alongside the Arcane Curse, which is why so many people were playing it on 5. They would just play it on 5, get this build, which is the Veil of Discord, and they do so much magic damage. Speaking of magic damage though, this shield isn't gonna keep him alive for long. The Global Silence Dog can't get the Remnant in time, but gonna get out. The silence ending, and the Flame Remnant forward onto Reckless. They need to be so careful, dog! He can't finish it off! Just a bit of range away, and Gonzo now tanking so much damage. Slash, can he get the last hit off? Yes, he can. Turns around, only for his intelligence to be stolen. Slash, this man is so smart right now. This man is so intelligent.
What would he build with his intelligence, I wonder?
Veil of Discord. Not surprised there, especially with the tides of magic damage coming out. But now with this catapult, they can really start putting the pressure on the bot lane. They need to be careful because the catapult's gonna wrap. Yeah, they need to protect this guy. Okay, they're not realizing, they're just farming it up, but
Ember's TPing back into the silencer though. This is really bad.
yeah, I don't know. He has the Remnant available still, but the silencer's coming out immediately. Where is the backup? No, it's not there. The Remnant is there. He's gonna get out for now.
Oh wow! Today I learned that he can actually use the remnants while he has last word on without silencing himself.
Yeah, because it doesn't. The Fire Remnant doesn't count as a spell. The only activate Fire Remnant counts as a spell.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Little tidbit does save his life. Thank freaking god.
Can you imagine how
Would've been
fucking
so
disgusting
awkward.
Silencer would be into Ember if that is how it worked?
Yeah, I was like, I always thought that was how it worked, to be honest. Oh, hook the region right away, dude.
Okay, I gotta
Just
say
let
though,
this
I
guy
feel like
cast multi-shot.
Toxic Angels now, they definitely much better early laning stage than they had before, and like it kind of feels like the roles are reversed, right? Previously it was like takes 3 to Tango running away with the game, and now it's Slash on this Silencer who's really growing
Top
in
lane.
a... Okay,
Maybe
top
get
lane,
mana.
we missed the
Ooh,
kill to
nice.
Elegance. Nicely done, hexed up, earth smite up,
Yeah.
chained up with the Dawnbreaker spells and Finger of Death down. Elegance being caught out. Has that
That
Maelstrom
was really
completed?
good positioning because Lil Boxy was actually hiding in the trees under the sentry. So
Mhm.
when Weaver went to push in the lane, it was just an earth spike from out of vision. Combined with the CC, that was really clean execution. That was really well played.
Yeah, gives the Weaver no time to react, and that is exactly what you need to do when you're playing against a Weaver, because the second you show in lane, Shikuchi out, baby.
Yep.
A lot of pings coming into the
Picking
bot
out
lane.
of
It
it.
seems like Dog wants to flush this Venom out of bot. Here comes the TP though, and the Solar Guardian as well. Global Silence. Not in time to stop the ult, but she's coming down now. Still has the spells, but so slowed up. This is exactly why you pick Venom. Hooked up, Dog gotta be finished off. The damage over time too strong. Slash, if he can get this kill, it's gonna be huge. Where's the last auto attack? Juking, Fog, can't get it. No way! Error! The last hit is there, but Reckless, it's already 2 down. And this Dawnbreaker to fall as well. The whole side of Toxic Angels showing up to the party. Reckless snipping off that Ember Spirit. And Waffle stays alive, able to continue pressuring this tower. They end up taking down the Silencer for it, but 18 stolen intelligence right now.
I feel like that could have been so much worse than it actually was. And that was solely on the basis, like, of Dawnbreaker being mid-jump when Global was casted, so that
Yeah.
it... Oh, Weaver getting run at.
Weaver. Elegance
That was
again.
really nice change.
Doesn't have the time lapse,
How
but
did they get him
ooh!
hurt?
Wait, time lapse?
Oh.
Elegance?
Elegance? Immortal player?
Maybe a bit greedy there, trying to run through and get the Shikuji damage, but Cam able to strike him down with the marksmanship procs. And that's gonna be huge
That
for the Drow's
was-
recovery, right? Because Drow not having that good of an early game, but now relegated to the triangle and a free Weaver kill to boot. Cam's gonna be
Yeah,
sitting pretty
that's
happy.
the top net worth hero that you just killed.
Yeah.
Jesus.
And I mean, this Silencer, as good of a game as he's been having, he's been relegated more to a bit of a support spellcaster role. While for Pancake though, under a bit of fire, the Root is not gonna stop that hammer from coming out. The damage over time is enough, but slowed up is Gonzo, slowed up is Error, the spells are used, no Solar Guardian to work with. That's a lot, needs to be so careful, stays for the Root, but dies for staying. And now Lil Boxy in with stuns, they're getting return kills, huge ones at that. And Error flushes them out of the
Wait,
bot
is Ember
lane.
dead? Wait, Ember might be dead.
Ember, the Arcane Curse, the TP back. Just in time, this is giving some Anna at TI9 cosplay right here. TPing out of the Arcane Curse. Makes it in time as well. Dog.
That dude, the Ember, the Silencer costed 2 spells, and Ember nearly died.
Yup. That's the power of the Silencer because it just compounds onto each other. The curse, the last word just makes the curse do more damage, and the curse just does more damage, like because of the veil, and which does more damage because like adds damage to the last word as well. It's just not a nice combo for anybody involved.
It was pretty disgusting. It was a good fight for Takes 3 to take in that jungle. They're like, just being able to find pickles, I think, is kind of keeping the game afloat at the moment. Because they are keeping ahead, like, not ahead, but they are keeping in pace on that words, except for the Ember, who's kind of having a rough game so far.
Yeah, Waffle Eats Pancake though.
Matter.
Yeah, Waffle Eats Pancake finishes up the Spirit Vessel, which will be really significant in taking down this tanky Dawnbreaker, right? They're now sweeping through the jungle, they're smoked up. The pings are coming out, they know there's vision there, but they're looking at Dog. They're immediately gonna be spotted, they find him. Where is the follow-up? The Blink! Reckless completes it, and the Blink dismember. The Solar Guardian is not gonna be there in time, but the Global Silence as well, stopping all of them coming into certain death. The ultimates coming out from both supports, the AoE damage so huge, the hook as well, plus error out of his TP, and that is baited to perfection. They don't manage to get anything, and they take everything away from the side that takes 3 to Tango.
That was really good execution on that smoking. Jesus Christ.
And they recognize
That's
the
the
punch.
bunker build you're looking for.
Yeah, and the hook in as well. Nicely dodged from Cam. But has to be so careful. They're surging forward now. The silence as well. Elegance.
Good silence.
Has to back off. I mean, if he didn't silence there, he's most likely dead. You need to be careful though, because Reckless still has to blink. Cam hiding in the trees. Doesn't have the multi-shot available right now. But here comes Dog. Ooh, the silence as well. Immediately perched off. Ooh, a little bit of I mean, gets him out of harm's way, I guess. But a bit of miscom probably. But they'll be okay with that. They take down the mid tower, and that's gonna allow them to really continue the aggression.
I just wanted to say, like, the whole time that mid tower is being sieged and Drow like dancing around it, I think they just lost like 4 waves or 5 waves to the top tower.
Yeah.
Like, there's so much efficiency gone. Like, probably would have been like the only redeeming factor when they lose that mid tower like that. Like,
Okay, a scan coming out from the Dire, so they know
top.
that people are in this triangle here. They're trying to set up for a kill though. Smoked up. You don't see anyone in the mid lane though. They're waiting for someone to show to clear up this wave, but the rest of the side of Takes 3, they're cowering in the top side. They know their vision on this cliff, so they only want to play around this area. The pings are coming out hot, like they know. They look at the franticness. Oh, Cam gonna find Waffle Eats Pancake. Silence up, but here comes Reckless. Stunned up though, interrupting that dismember. That could be huge. They don't have Global Silence to work on for another 15 seconds, but the hook in! And they catch the draw, the Manta Style out. Gonna purge off that slow Essence Ring as well, but they managed to take out the punch. That's a pretty big kill. But here comes Elegance with the Beatles. Solar Guardian a bit late. Elegance shikuching through it, but time-lapse is there. They managed to finally get that Global Silence off, which is huge. Take out the Drow, but they answer back with the Silencer. Waffle Eats Pancake still alive here on this Venomancer though. And gonna be able to clean up 3. It's a 3-for-3 trade right now. And Elegance still running rampant on this Weaver. BKB completed, nothing to be afraid of. Throwing out the stuns here. Okay, has the BKB, has to be careful on this Weaver because he's falling a little low. The BKB immediately, but the physical damage!
Oh.
It does physical damage, my friend! Waffle Eats Pancake though, Spirit Vessel out. That is a dead Dawnbreaker right there. Slight chains, Dog, what else do you have to offer? You have a Flame Guard, but you don't want to tempt fate here, backing off. So ends up being a pretty good fight overall for Take 3 to Tango. They managed to take out the big 3 cores, right? At the end of the day, it's just Waffle Eats Pancake who's staying alive, but this Venomancer, so high level. Look at him, level 14. Who's the offlaner actually? I can't even tell.
You're already smoking back a number.
Has a blink dismember and catches Dog. Farming a bit too far forward. The hook is gonna miss, but the Venomancer Gale is not. Cleans him up. And the aggression non-stop from the side of Toxic Angels here. This is where they do their finest work. They see Cam here, they could go. Still has the Manta to work with, but the silence as well. Here comes the damage coming out. Ice Puff as well. But the rest of the side of Toxic Angels, they're in with the Venomous Gale, with the ultimates on top of 2 of them. They trade out Reckless, but they'll be a-okay with that. Waffle Eats Pancake. I am the off lane now, he says. Level 15. You die for my cause. Literally,
Dude,
level 12.
He's playing position 4 and is level 15 at 20 minutes.
Yep. He's same level as his carry Weaver, by the way. This man just had absolute menace. And Reckless had to be the one to tank the deaths early on in that lane to make the kills happen, right? But Waffle Eats Pancake just been eating up all that sweet juicy farm. 7 charges on the Spirit Vessel, almost finishing up this at Yules, and from there it's just gonna be so hard to take down.
What a value! Veil Discord is such a value buy this game when you have so much spell damage. Like,
Yeah, and they desperately need the BKBs
what a
coming out
seed is
from
venom damage
Era.
in fights.
Yeah, it looks like they're not even going for BKB on this round. It's gonna be a
Oh, Drow Ranger's walking on the ward. This could be
Okay.
bad.
They don't see, as in they can't make that distance so fast though. They don't really have any way of catching unless Reckless manages to get a blink hook. Yeah, but they'll just leave it for now. They don't know where the rest of the side of Take 3 are. They know the Dawnbreaker ulti is up. They need to be
They're
careful.
kind of hunting now, actually.
Yeah, they spot Gonzo though. Elegance is leading the charge, but he should be spotted under this sentry. Earthspike already used though, and here comes the Global Silence. That's a bit too early. Elegance can't really do much other than that. And that's the Global Silence waste up, but they see Drow. Silence up is Elegance. But BKB popped immediately. Dog slightly whiffing it on the slide over there, but he still has it available. Boxy trying to get the Blink Hex off, but Blink was on cooldown because of the bugs. Elegance gonna pop that
That is
BKB and it'll be A-okay. The hook as well, they smoke immediately, but pop. They should know the side of Take 3 is here. And now comes the weird standoff. Who can they catch? Dog. The slide chains on the dubs a lot. Where is the backup? This CM has a Yules already. Holy shit. They need to find a catch with Lil Boxy, but these wards gonna be so annoying for them to watch. Look at this, leaving a trail of just slows for them to find. Gonzo manages to clip dubs. But Dubs with the Yules available, the slide is there, and the finger of death, Boxy had to go in for this though. Silencer, silenced himself, gets the 4-star out in time. The Ice Knife gonna clip him though. Where is the backup? It's not there. They end up losing 2, but they managed to get Dog in the backside. Reckless has the damage. And now, is it this Pudge that's gonna fall? The Ice Pipe is gonna grab him. The Weaver's not there at the fight. And they're gonna end up trading 3 for 1. So a nice little ball up and fight there from the side of Take 3. They pick off them one by one. All started by this Ember Spirit. He falls for it. That ends up being pretty good for them overall.
Dude, that whole fight is just premeditated off like that Weaver using BKB and them committing global. Otherwise, like, it still feels hard to take range. You get that really good punish, but feels like there's still a little bit more before they're like really feeling the momentum. But that's a really key fight for them to win.
Yeah, and with the rest of them like sticking in this ball, there wasn't really a way for Waffle
Gonna
and
get
Pancake
rushed.
to get. No, I don't think they are. Because they don't really have a lot of vision around the area as well. They have their own triangle secured, but the rest of it pretty well controlled by the side of Toxic Angels over here. Of course, they don't know there's this ward right on top of them, so they should. Yeah, the scans coming out, they assume that it was Roche, but I think Take 3, they don't want to take that huge risk, especially with the Dawnbreaker ulti down. BKB complete though is a really huge pickup, can negate the entirety, but I'm pretty sure they just smoked over a ward. The pink should.
I don't
Toxic
think they saw
Angels.
it.
How could they not? Cam, the silence. Oh, but here comes the blink forward. They want to catch. The miss is there on the hook, but the global silence perched off immediately. Lotus up as well to try and keep Cam alive. But this poor Drow Ranger caught in between all the members of the side of Toxic Angels is gonna fall. Reckless wants to look for more though. Blocks up that magic damage. Will have the blink available and uses it. Very nicely played from him. As the hook as well. Could find more. Doesn't manage to latch. But Elegance, he's gonna finish off that poor Jakiro as Lil Boxy forced to blink away. Time lapse as well, just to keep that HP alive, and Dubs a lot selves himself, probably a misclick. Wanted to salve the Weaver, but it happens. They're gonna be okay with that. Though. Nice little fight for them.
Pudge, easy.
Yeah. And that Eternal Shroud play, really nice for him.
I mean, they're kind of just getting run out of me.
Yeah, and they can't really fight without the
How
Drow Ranger,
bad
right?
this Drow's game. Yeah.
I mean, the thing is, this Drow was a good pick, but I feel like the execution is a little bit off from Cam. He keeps getting caught out in situations I feel like he shouldn't be in. And it ends up hurting his team quite a lot because he can't be that powerful last pick that you're supposed to be. He could very well stand and deliver, but he's just getting collapsed on and killed. Because he's not really in position and doesn't really have the farm to stand up and fight. And
they sacrificed their Ember's game for this.
yeah.
Like, you put your melee position 2 into the safe lane against the Pudge Venom lane, which is like a really, really powerful kill lane. And like, there's a lot of pressure on this Drow's shoulders, and like with the game she's having, it's like hard to picture her being the kind of win condition for a team at the moment. Also, they did not see that smoke solely because the ward was actually the Direst ward and not Radiant's ward.
I mean, I don't know what they're looking for with this smoke though. They're probably trying to sneak into Roche, and that they are. Cam. Gonna peek his head
I think
into
they
it.
thought Dyer was rushing.
Yeah. A bit
Dyer's
of a miss.
all moved to the bottom side.
Yeah, Dyer's just completely occupied this bot side, right? Elegance with that BKB now. Crystallis completer gonna be starting to pump out a lot of damage. Hurricane Pike as well for this silencer. 28 permanent intelligence stolen. They're playing a stacking draft. This patch as well. 12 flash heat charges. So they're gonna get higher and higher.
Okay, question. Who do you think will have the least mana by the end of the game?
I don't know, but I don't want to find out. Let's take a quick look at the 915. It's not that bad. Like, oh, Drow, so little mana actually.
Dude, Drow has 27
Oh, dude, this
torch.
Ember as well. But before you know it, this tower already traded out. We have to see whether they decide to TP back to top to defend it, though. They very well could. For the side of Takes 3, they've set up at this location already. Do they want to come back and trade? That is the question. Tower is falling low, but out comes the Fortify. So they need to be a bit careful, have to be wary here. BKB completed on Dog as well, so gonna be a lot easier to fight for him. But looks like they're just happy giving this up. They don't want to fight here, they just want to keep pushing the issue mid. And I like this decision from them. They've already set up here. They need to force the side of Takes 3 back. And yeah, the TP is coming in. That's gonna clean up another tier 2 tower for them. Oh, Slash with the spells, Dog. Global Silence actually, and the hook! The BKB is there, but is it too late? They're coming out with the physical damage, but it's not there in time. Gets the Remnant out, and Error in now with the Solar Guardian. Does a lot, hexed up, so he can't throw his ulti out, but Waffle can. There's the Poison Nova, there is the ticking damage over time onto all of them. Error pumps the BKB himself. Waffle in a bit of trouble now, used himself to keep himself safe, but Gonzo ticking out. But it's Waffle is gonna tank the death for this. Gonzo gonna be traded out, but now Elegance is here. Here comes the Big Bad Weaver. Hooked out is the Lil Box Sea Lion, and Reckless manages to make it even. So much commitment coming out from the side of Take 3. Yeah, 30
Plus 30.
plus 30. Working on that Shivas now is Slash. And a Daedalus being spied up by Elegance could do so much more damage. Has the shard as well. So causes the Swarm to latch on and reveal invisible units. And every a Dismember. Silence that though, nicely covered from Dog, but he doesn't have the BKB. Now Cam! In a bit of a rough spot, used the meta already. Reckless tanking some damage, but now it's Cam who's falling a little low. Elegance gonna clean him up. And that's your draw down for 65.
Dude, these glaives do like 120 damage. Jesus Christ.
So much damage coming out, and they're heading straight for Roche. They have nothing to fear right now. They just need somebody to kind of break this Roshan spell shield. But I mean, yeah, the Silencer's probably gonna come in and deal with that. Yep, there it is. And that's the Dismember. They should know this is going on, but I don't know whether Takes 3 can really do anything about it. They're gonna have to give this one up to Elegance, and it's so painful.
I don't think they can kill this Weaver anymore. He has BKB as well as time lapse.
And after that first game, it looked so painful for TA, but they tapped out early on and they just like, okay, we're gonna play another draft altogether. We're gonna pick some heroes that we feel good about. And goddamn, are they doing it to the side of Takes 3 right now? The Patch Veno lane, the Weaver CM, and the mid Silencer as well, just kind of putting the side of Takes 3 in such a difficult position here. And they have firm control of this map and this game, 10k up.
Which they like so many of these fights are just started like Reckless has been so good at initiating right now, like Blink Dismembers, hooks, like you name it. I don't know, it's really difficult because they're like Radiant heroes are also not that mobile, right? Except for the Ember Spirit too, you know, it has remnants and slides. Everybody else is like so immobile. Like Lotus, Rush, and Jakiro to like get the purge for global as well as the
Yeah, it's so painful, right? Because that's not really what you want to be rushing as a Jakiro. It makes your game feel so weird because there's only so much you can do. Of course, much needed against the global silence and how much damage it has been doing. But I mean, this Jakiro definitely has not had the game that he had last time.
It's just not an item that feels good to rush ever, right?
Yeah, I've been there. Elegance now, Daedalus completed, hitting away on the tier 2. Nothing much to fear, but in comes the initiate from Reckless. Blocked off by the Lotus Orb, but hooked in, has forced to BKB. And now here comes Dirk, blinking a bit too far forward, uses himself to keep himself safe for now. Gonna get fingered down. But there's the BKB alongside the Solar Guardian used. They need to be so careful. They're silencing up Slash. But here comes the hook. A bit off the mark. Elegance as well. Slash starting to take a bit of damage. Elegance, can he get the time lapse off? Doesn't actually opt to use it. But Waffle Pancake has the ulti off onto 2. And they're going to start to fall low now. The damage over time started ticking in. Sure, they've killed the Veno. But don't forget, there is a pause for Veno you're looking at. Elegance, BKB up. Completely fearless. Has the Bucks with the shard on them. And the Ice Path to cover. But the nice auto attacks finishes off Elegance. Finishes off the error. Dawnbreaker. Now Gonzo, the rod damage, so much to deal with. Can't get out of that situation. They have buybacks on all 4 heroes. They opt to first use this Jakiro's buyback to ward them off. But not being able to get their hands on the Slash, they would really like that silencer kill. The Macropire to kind of push this creep wave away, and I don't know whether the side of TA they can stay around for this much longer. They're gonna have to back off.
I mean, that was a really nice dodge on the Ice Path by Elegance. He's kind of just like dancing around with the Shikuchi, waiting for him to throw it out. It was a really good prediction, but a better dodge.
Yeah, I must say, I kind of want to see like maybe a BKB or like some sort of defensive item from Slash, because it feels like they need to commit so much just to save him. Like Dubs a lot blinking in a bit too far ahead for his own good as well. And that fight ends up a lot better for Takes 3 than they probably would have expected, especially since using the Solar Guardian. They were definitely behind there, but not able to kind of capitalize. And now Reckless with the Shivas completed, gonna be even harder to get away from. This punch, 25 armor, holy, with the Blast Rig as well.
Yeah, and like Jarl's good against heroes that have base armor, right? But Pudge plus 30 armor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
This game's starting to fall
Charlie
into a
doing
bit of a
damage.
scary territory here. Dog, what do you think this Ember gets next, right? Because they had to get their BKBs, but now it looks like they're eyeing up a pipe on error on this Dawnbreaker. I would really like to see that, because so much magic damage coming out from the side of the Toxic Angels, right, to contend with. But Ember, what do you go for here?
I'm thinking either Shivers or Lincolns. I think most of his issues this game come from either like the last word spam, which Lincolns will somewhat help with, or like getting blinked as member. That's the kind of the only way he gets caught, right?
Right.
And like,
Speaking of Ember getting caught, you have to be a little careful here. The last one a bit off the mark. Presses it onto a creep instead, but Reckless has a haste. They need to be careful, they see this. So backing off right now, showing the respect. I honestly don't know what you do as Ember, because Ember can get through the Venom wards, right? But if you guys don't know, the Fire Remnant move speed literally relies on your own move speed, and every single time you're just tagged out by that goddamn poison sting, it's so hard to play. Like your Remnants just walk out like they're crawling.
yeah, you ever saw a 200 speed remnant? Because it's a really painful.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen it once or twice already in this game. So hard for Doc to get out of these situations once Reckless is on top of him. Shiva's Guard now completed as well, gonna make it even harder. You need to be careful here.
Arc Warden players all know how bad Ember's.
You need to be careful here, Reckless with the hook! Ken, you can't be out here, that's your Drow Ranger! Under threat, the Global Silence as well to prevent the counter initiate. 73 seconds on the deck. And Drow Ranger, you bought out for this Reckless, fearless, that more like, going in, no care whatsoever. Starting to get hit up, the Dawnbreaker ulti in as well. Solar Guardian gonna tank up this punch. He's gonna fall, but here comes Waffle, his Pancake, gets the ulti off and the Yules, tanks up the entire side of Takes 3. And even though he's gonna die, he's gonna be the kamikaze that they need. And now the entire side, they need to back off, they can't fight anymore. And it's gonna give Elegance the space to take down these towers.
Now,
Yeah, they just look at them, they just have to sit in their fountain.
dude, that poison level was so huge. That's like fight winning right there.
Okay, but once again,
I just don't know how he manages to hit all 4 like that. It's really insane, but really well played.
yeah, I mean, I think he has the talent, right? Yeah, Poison Nova. Oh, okay, no, he doesn't have the talent yet, but he's always in position to get these with the 4 staffs and stuff. Man, this Waffle Eats Pancake Venomancer, definitely something to be feared. And
Ember hunting silencer.
okay, they got the chains off. The turns it immediately around, knows he doesn't have BKB. Get out of here.
Oh
What
god.
the? You looking
How
for
much HP
me?
is he gonna lose?
I mean, not that much
Oh, I
because of
think
the
it's
pipe.
shredded.
Yeah, the pipe.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Okay, blinking forward, the smoke. Oh, that's not the dust you
Oh?
wanted to use. A bit of a misclick there from Lil Boxy. Could have costed them the kill. Would have been really nice, juicy pick off to grab that Weaver there, but the Shikuchi in time. Narrowly avoiding death there on Elegance.
Weaver, just want to point. Weaver got a butterfly. What do you feel?
I don't like
think
this.
it's
I like the
okay.
Linkins a bit more. It's quite greedy. But make sure that the Drow can't actually kill you, right? The Drow actually opts to buy out the Hurricane Pike and the Blink Dagger as well, but Blink Dagger against Phenomancer, bro? And like Swarm? I don't know about that one, Cam, but maybe you can give me some insight on this. It feels really, really greedy.
So, to me, I like to think of Blink Dagger as a kind of win more item because it's what enables you to hit backliners and like kind of shred them, right? But
Elegance getting silenced up. We
feels like-
already see the
I
butterfly
don't think
coming
Elegance is
to.
that threat.
Yeah, no, he has the butterfly, right? So he dodged like 4 out of like 6 hits or some shit. Like
When your marksmanship doesn't proc, feels bad, man.
no, but we're seeing, right? Like we see time and time again when this Drow, in the few rare times she's allowed to just auto attack, she's actually a really good answer into this draft. She can do so much damage and stand her ground. But it's really just the execution from the side of Takes 3 that they haven't been able to really prop her up in the way that she needs to be, and they're all suffering
It's
for
just
it.
like your Blink Dagger assumes it can hit people, but it's so hard.
Oh,
for her
Reckless
to
to
hit
get a hook off here. Nope, slightly off the mark. And the Lotus Orb preemptive as well. BKB though, in the mid lane, who popped it? I think it was,
people. It was the Ember.
How does he die? Wait, what happened?
I'd imagine he just got like crit in the face, right?
No way, this Ember just died like that. It looks like he pick-pulled himself and probably hexed himself when he didn't want to, and
Oh no.
just gets gone up, and there's a huge death. He has buyback, but his game already so far in the dumps. You don't want to buy back here, but you might not have a choice. The hook already onto Cam. Where's the buyback from the Ember? Global silence as well. Let's a draw down for another 80 seconds, and Slash, no fear whatsoever. Hurricane bites forward. Sees Steelbox, see the hook again. Reckless setting up kill after kill after kill. Gonzo gonna fall. And I wouldn't be surprised to see the G's drop anytime soon. It's starting to look a bit hopeless. I mean, when your Ember just pick pulls himself and dies like that, I don't think morale's feeling.
Pick pulls himself 37 minutes into the game.
Yeah, and now they're looking towards tier 4s. They know their time is now. They see the Drow's items. They didn't have the buyback before. Probably not gonna have it now. A fishing hook just to scare him back inside the base. So here comes Dog. What can they do? It's 2v5 right now. No Solar Guardian, but BKB to work with. But towers are already falling. Here comes the Gleipnir from Dog. The hook though lands it perfectly. And Dog, once again, the BKB a bit too little, too late. So much physical damage coming out. And this Dawnbreaker already falling. They're gonna clip in with the Swarm as well. The auto attack just flying out. The hook slightly off the mark, but the damage is being done to the Ancient. They can finish this game. They can make it even, and they tie up the series 1-1. Toxic Angels fire back. What a game.
Dude, really, really well played. Obviously, it wasn't, the 24-minute GG outs, but that was really, really clean execution too. Never really felt like Takes 3 was, on a full comeback, right? Kind of felt like Toxic Angels kept the momentum all the way, and we're able to play with that.
That stings, man.
Really, really well. Those lanes were a mess there.
Yeah, and I mean, at the end of the day, you can't really fault the side of Takes 3, right? But it just felt like they just completely got outlaned. Like their heroes just could not stand up, and like the silencer as well. It really, I'm not pointing fingers here, but I feel like Cam, he was really put in a position to carry that game, and they really kind of propped him up as well, swapping the Ember, sacking Dog's game to try and give him a good one, but the dive and the kills subsequently just letting Slash have the game he never was supposed to have, and from there it just crumbles.
It kind of snowballs. It's like Drow's kind of already a hero that doesn't contribute, and then when you're just missing heaps of mana for like dying 3-4 times, it's even worse.
Yeah, and as we take a look at the scoreboard over here, just want to take a look at how much damage they dealt. Look at this, 28k and Weaver as well. I really like the shard pickup because it ensured that even though they kind of get out of his reach, he's just attacking so many people at the same time, doing so much damage, right? We saw that come into fruition in those later fights where the shard just really put in so much work.
Like you tagged by the bugs, and then he just hits someone, and suddenly everyone's getting crit.
Suddenly
for
he's
1,000
gyrocopter.
damage. Wow.
Yeah.
Literally just a gyrocopter.
I mean, really nicely played from the side of the Toxic Angels there as they answer back. And the series ends up.
Though.
Yeah. I mean, for position 4, this is pretty fucking bonkers.
Fucking.
Yeah, but that's the thing with Toxic Angels. They keep bringing out these funky, like, crazy aggression drafts that just work out. It's like, they know exactly how to play, and Reckless really, to me, is the shining star of this team because I feel like he just always knows how to live up to his name. He just goes in, does what he needs to do for the squad. Doesn't matter if he dies a few times, but he sets it up perfectly for them. And he buys exactly what he needs to, right? The Eternal Shot and the Blink, allowing him to just kind of negate that Jakiro's damage over time. And the Ember as well, if it's coming out, and just blink forward and keep the fight going. And really well played to the side of Toxic Angels to fire back. Game number 2. So any other last words from you, Chiyo, before I need to dip off because I need to grab my dinner real quick and then probably head off to my other thing. But it's been a blast.
Yeah, it was great. That was really well played from all the teams you watched today. So
Yeah.
you know, always fun to just watch games, roast people with promo.
Yeah, I mean, I was talking more about
really
the casting review bit, but the games were great too.
Yeah, I mean, casting is always fun, right?
Yeah.
I, mean,
Poggers.
I don't really know what else to say. It's like we're getting used to it. I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's gonna take some time. I think, especially since we're both very outspoken, and we always have things to say about the game, right? So it's hard to kind of blend that in nicely, but it takes a little bit of time. We'll get there.
We'll get there. Like another like 10 series maybe.
Yeah, another 10.
Another 10.
I don't know if you're being generous or if you're being harsh, but yeah, I mean, thank you everyone for watching. I know it's literally nobody right now, but still appreciate everyone for being here. If you were, and the teams, if you're watching this, I hope you guys enjoy the cast and don't feel. I mean, keep in mind that all like anything that's slightly flamey, it's like what the fuck do we know, right? Like we're just plebs. Like y'all know better than us. Obviously, that's just our take on the game. So apologies if we said anything a bit too harsh, but it's all in good fun. It's all just in the form of entertainment, and hope you guys enjoyed the cast either way. So thank you for joining me, Chiyo. We'll be back for sure, right? Smile.
Thanks for having me. Yeah, smile.
Of course. And if you, I don't think Chiyo has any social media that she wants you to follow right now, but of course, if you're part of the WLDL, I'm 100% sure you know her. Just a superstar 17-year-old captain from from the Australian continent, and leading the team, the Anchors, very well. Of course, she's the one behind all the flex drafts, and basically the success they've had so far. So big props to you. And future
Appreciate the
caster,
shout.
maybe? Smile?
Potentially.
Yeah.
Might